Hari Om. Namaste ji.
Namaste.
Let us, Namaste. Let us begin with the invocation. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishna Mande Jagadgurum. Hari Om. Krishna Mande Jagadgurum. So today we begin our Gita study with the first adhyaya of the Gita. Before we begin, yesterday in the group we had shared something about the story of the Gita. Can someone recollect something or anything about it? Like what is this story of the Gita? We covered a bit in our discussion, but can someone just recollect anything? So we saw that there's a battle between Pandavas and Kauravas, and Krishna was the messenger who went as an emissary, saying, "Let us avoid this battle." And he tries to, give a counsel to Duryodhana, tell him that just give 5 villages, and then he says, "We know that." Duryodhana refused that, and he said, "I'll not give a needle tip, and let there be a war. If they have any right and authority, let them claim it the proper way in the form of a war. Let them win the land that they claim." That was what was told, and then we saw that very interesting, lines were drawn, and immediately people chose sides. And I think many times in life also, the status quo is there for a while, but once that line is drawn, then people suddenly start choosing sides, and many times we feel, sometimes some very righteous people also choose wrong sides, and sometimes wrong people turn out to choose the right side. It's sometimes very confusing as well, and something very similar happened here. We had Duryodhana, Pitamaha Bhishma, Kripacharya, all of them choosing the side of Kauravas for various reasons. But and one more interesting thing of this battle was it was not like modern day warfare. People even use guerrilla tactics, but that time the war was different. Does anybody know something about how that war would be fought in the ancient times? What they called the Dharma Yuddha. There was a dharma for the Yuddha as well. So how did they fight? Did they hide and attack, or how was it? Anybody? If you
On
can
the
just.
Open battlefield.
Okay, one was in the open battlefield.
And
Yes.
from
without
sunrise to sunset.
Sunrise to sunset. No, but why would not somebody not fight after sunset? Because
That was the rule. Those days they made a law. That was their law.
yes, that was their law, and that was the law of the war, and it was also to ensure parity. Because when the sun is done, it's a matter of luck. It's not a matter of skill. So it was like a very interesting thing. There were different types of soldiers. There were different types of weapons. You would say there was a foot soldier would fight a foot soldier. A one on a chariot would fight a chariot archer. Just mute. Some child is. Yes, I've just muted it. So, foot soldier would fight a foot soldier. We had what we call Rathi. Then there were something like Maharathi. There was something called Atirathi. The Maharathis, all of them had they had this freedom to have their own flag. They had a big, it was like, we can say contingent only, something of that sort. Each of them had, like we have in our Indian Defense Forces, isn't it? Each contingent has its own slogan also. Each has its own special battalion also is different. Each one is different, something like that. So this was the entire thing. But there was a very big question. Whose side is Krishna on? Which side will Krishna take? That was the biggest question because Krishna was so powerful. Many say he had something like a nuke, a nuclear weapon. What was that? Anybody? What was that?
Sudarshan Chakra.
Sudarshan
Yes,
Chakra.
yes, isn't it? If he uses that, the war is already over before it has begun. So there was this big question, whose side will Krishna take? And again, Krishna is himself a leader by example. He says he said, I'm equidistant from both sides. I will not take part in this battle. But I give a choice, he says. The choice would be either you can have my counsel or you can choose my Narayani Sena. So what is this Narayani Sena? Anybody?
God's army, literally
Yes.
translated.
Yeah, literally translated army of what? Or just not just soldiers, absolutely powerful soldiers, the elite warriors, something like commandos, or what we have this year. We saw the Bhairava battalion, isn't it? Something like that. Narayani Sena was no ordinary army. So this choice, then came the question, who will take the choice? Because whoever takes the first choice is going to always choose the best, isn't it? So Krishna gave a simple solution. Whomever I see first in the morning, that person will get to choose. And that is why there was a race. Who is going to see Krishna first in the morning, so that will be the advantage. And Duryodhana felt, if I, sit next to Krishna as he goes to rest, at that time when he gets up in the morning, first thing is he'll see my face. And Arjuna was, very sincere, righteous. He says, let me press his feet. Let him wake up and it's all right. Duryodhana has chosen that side. I will continue pressing his feet. That is the choice of Arjuna. Now, my question is, normally, how do we wake up in the morning? Do we wake up like suddenly with a start? Unless we get a nightmare, we don't open that way, isn't it? Our eyes always move downwards, and that is exactly what happens. So, Krishna sees Arjuna first, and the choice is given to Arjuna. And what does Arjuna do? Arjuna chooses Krishna. He says, Krishna, I want your counsel. Narayani Sena is nothing compared to your advice. If you are on my side, he says, everything is all right for me. I just want you there. Duryodhana smiles because he is now happy. Already Duryodhana had a huge army. With the addition of Narayana Sena, the difference in the number of armed forces. It's like, one second, Pramodji is saying volume is not audible. I can't speak louder than this, otherwise my voice will sit down after 1 hour. But is it audible for everybody?
Yeah, it's quite audible.
Yeah, it is audible.
All right, sir, fine. Thank you, Ji. Yes, ma'am. So now the difference in army is almost lakhs of souls, several lakhs of soldiers more in the Duryodhana's side. But doesn't it look a little weird that the righteous side is having lesser number of people and the force which is arrogant is having so much more number of people? Do we see that in life also? When you are walking on the right path, you find you are having lesser force and lesser support compared to people who are not walking on the righteous path. Well, it is again the symbolism, same thing we see in the Gita as well. So these battle lines are drawn. The Kshetra is the Kurukshetra, where the battle is going to take place. And in Kurukshetra, what is going to happen? That is something everybody is curious. Also curious is Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra is very curious and wants to know. And as we know, Dhritarashtra cannot see. But Vyasa is ready to give a prasad. He says, I will give you the prasad of Divya Drishti. But somehow Dhritarashtra in his heart knows this is going to be a very terrible battle. Somewhere, though he is very much in favor of his Kauravans, as is evident in the first shloka of the Gita, he says, no, I will not be able to see it. I don't want this Drishti. Because why will a father want to get the first vision of his kids? Somewhere in his mind, he knows they are going to get slaughtered. Then what to do? He says, let Sanjay, let Sanjay see. Who is Sanjay? Sanjay is his attendant. He is there. So this is what happens. That is why in the Hastinapur palace, we see Sanjay using his Divya Drishti. How do we relate to Divya Drishti? In everyday life, we can say is, I
Live
think we all want
telecast.
live telecast. Absolutely. Gayatri just said right. live telecast, breaking news. So we will not hear Sanjay screaming like all the news anchors of today. He is going to probably be sitting in his Padmasana, and Dhritarashtra, let us just visualize Dhritarashtra's palace. Dhritarashtra is there, and he turns to Sanjay, who is probably in Savadmasana, rolling his eyes up and entering into that trance, where he can then relay what is happening. It begins like this. Dhritarashtra Uvacha Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsavaha Mamakaha Pandavaschaiva Kim Kurvata Sanjaya. The blind emperor Dhritarashtra asked the oracle, gathered together in Kurukshetra to battle, assembled eagerly to prove their mettle, the Pandavas and my Kauravas poised for a fight. Oh Sanjay, what happened there? Share me your divine sight. Again, the first shloka tells us what is the biggest mistake of Dhritarashtra. Making a distinction. His own children and his brother's children are different. No teacher should ever do that, no friend should do that, no father should do that, no mother should do that, no human being should divide anybody or create this, because that, as per our Sanatan Dharma, is what we call the Laghu Chetasa, the mind of a narrow-minded person, very myopic view, or a blind person like Dhritarashtra.
Yeah.
Physical blindness is not a problem at all. There are many people, but blindness to the truth, blindness, that is the worst thing we should never have, because that will lead to the same story what happened in Mahabharata. So here we stopped here. Sanjay, what happened there? Share me your divine sight. In Sanjay reports, almost like teleporting everybody into the battlefield. We can say it is as much as Vyasa Prasada, we should be thankful to Sanjay that we have what is happening there narrated to us through his words. Let us continue. Sanjay Uvacha दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानीकं व्यूढं दुर्योधनस्तदा आचार्यमुपसंगम्य Raja Vachanam Abravit. Sanjay replied, seeing the Pandavan army approaching, King Duryodhana then began speaking. His teacher's attention he sought to invoke to Dronacharya. The following words he spoke. So here Sanjay tells us, as if a cloud of dust has gathered and he is seeing an army approaching. This army is the Pandavan army, and he says, see, Duryodhana is seeing this and is trying to invoke the attention of Dronacharya. Before we begin, who is Dronacharya? Anybody? Modern day we have Dronacharya awards.
Guru
Great.
of
Guru.
both Guru, Kaurava and Pandavas.
Guru.
Yes. He is the guru of both
Kaurava and Pandava.
Yes. He was well versed in both Shastra as well as Shastra. And he had taught basically how to hold a weapon. He has taught the military leader, military teacher for both sides. He is now on the side of Duryodhana. And Duryodhana is trying to invoke his attention. Let us go to the next shloka. Shloka number 3. Pashyaitam Panduputrana Macharya Mahatim Chamum Yudham Drupadaputrena Tava Shishyena Dhimatam. O Acharya, behold and cast your glance at the Pandavan army's battle stance. The sons of Pandu and Drupad have thus arrayed. See the battle formation that they have arranged. So what is he saying here? He says, cast your glance. Acharya, look, see there, is what he is telling. See these children of Pandu and Drupad, how they have arranged this battlefield. Look at the stance of the battlefield, see the battle formation. Two things. What is this? Why are they not attacking immediately looking at the army? Anybody? Why is it important to look at the battle formation?
So they know exactly how to proceed.
Yes.
It's got to be systematic.
Yeah, because there were different viewers, different arrangements. And if the army is coming in this formation, what is the counter formation will be arranged. And this is not just one or two people in the war field, isn't it? There are lakhs of soldiers. They have to go into that position, so it's very important. And each person would, a Rathi would fight another Rathi only. People would mark their opponents for that day. And that was how the battle would take place. So he says this, but let us just look at the tone of Duryodhana. How is Duryodhana speaking to his guru? Is he speaking in a respectful manner, or is he almost commanding, like he's a Raja?
Is commanding. Is
Commanding.
commanding.
It's like an arrogant command given by a king. But
Arrogance.
why is yes. But why is Dronacharya going to listen to all of it? Because he has accepted this role for himself. Somewhere now, maybe because of his attachment for his son, whatever may be the reason, he has now taken up this role. Now his job is to listen to Dronacharya, has to listen to Duryodhana, even if he's just the Shishya. He is the leader, he is the Guru. Guru need not be told, come here, do this for me, do that, stand there. But now you see the position. This also shows how once compromised it makes it so difficult. Even Dronacharya has to now listen to the unwise Duryodhana. Let us continue. He goes on. He says, Atra Shura Maheshwasa. Dronacharya is being told by Duryodhana.
If you
Yes,
go
somebody?
to here,
No, I'm not able. I think I'll just mute. If you want to say something, please unmute. Yeah? All right. Let's continue the fourth shloka. Atra Shura Maheshwasa Bhima Arjuna Samayudhi Yudhanu Viratascha Drupadascha Maharatha. Here stand in the battlefield the mighty warriors, the great military heroes and archers. To Arjuna and Bhima, they are equal in skill and might. Yudhana, Virat, and Chief Drupad are all ready to fight. So, these warriors are there, is what he is telling. He's saying, see the great heroes and archers. To Arjuna and Bhima, they are all equal in skill and might. All of them are ready. Yudhana, Virat, Chief Drupad. Just one question. Is it breaking news for Duryodhana who his opponents are? Or do they already know who are coming on the other side?
He knows
must be-
already.
He knows already. And yet, why is he saying this to Dronacharya? Anybody?
He's just, it's his ego speaking, look who's on my side.
Yeah, but right now he's pointing out the opposite side, Shishiji. So why is he pointing out the opposite side?
Fear of defeat.
Fear of defeat or a little worry Dronacharya should not deflect, isn't it? Because if he has a change of heart, then it would become very difficult. And he says, see, these are your opponents. Because Arjuna was Dronacharya's beloved Shishya. Now he is standing on the other side, but the heart knows, isn't it? And all the Pandavas, did you know that they got the blessings of Dronacharya, Pitama, Bhishma, all of them before the battle? Because that was their sanskara. So they went, they received the blessings, and I do not know, all of them would have just controlled with great self-control, prevented themselves from saying Vijay Bhava to the Pandavas, because their nature was like that. And here the insecurity of Duryodhana is speaking. This also shows arrogant and insecure people are always scared on the inside. No matter how materially they are now much more powerful. Materially, they have a lot of strength right now, the entire Kauravan side. Yet, there is this insecurity that is eating up their hearts. Because, what is the reason? Anybody? Yes, what is that insecurity inside of the Kauravan side? Anyone?
I think he knows
Not
he's in
having
the wrong.
Krishna.
Yeah, it was who was speaking? Vinayji, is it? Yes, please.
Yes. They feel like, they may be going to lose the battle.
Or we can say guilt, isn't it? Or something
Yes, yes.
inside, they know they are not right. The heart knows. No matter what the year says, no matter if 100 people tell, some people try to get reinforcements from other people. I am very great, I am very great. Even if
Correct.
100 people say, that person doesn't get satisfied, because in the heart, this person knows that is exactly what has happened. Though everybody looks all good and powerful, on the inside something else is there, and that is speaking. So here Duryodhana is telling Dronacharya, listen, look at this side. They are powerful, no doubt. He goes on. So now one more thing is, many of these warriors we are not going to be directly looking at in the Gita, because they are concerned with the Mahabharata. For us, we are most concerned with Krishna and Arjuna. So we will just look at the names. There are various interpretations also, that each of these have a symbolism and meaning as well. Each of these, if you study the book God Talks with Arjuna, you will identify the, a very esoteric meaning for each of these. These are connected to the, what is the role of the Pandavas, each Pandava is what, which all of that, what symbolism is there. That we are not looking at this moment, because our journey is in the Gita between Krishna and Arjuna, whatever dialogue is going to take place. Let us continue. So the names are there. Dhrishtaketush Chekitanaha Kashirajascha Viryavan Purujit Kunti Bhojascha Shaibhyascha Nara Pungavaha. Along with them are also lined the valiant Drishtaketu, the king of Kashi and Chakitan, among the most and the most brave amongst men. Purujit, Kunti Bhoj, and Shaivya, all warriors brilliant. We go to the next one. Yudhamanyuscha Vikranta, Uttamaujascha Viryavan, Saubhadro, Draupadeyascha, Sarva Eva Maharatha. These are not just Rathis, they are Maharathis, each of them. Uttamauja is there, Uttamauja the strong, the achiever Yudhamanyu, the son of Subhadra, the young Abhimanyu, also marshaled are Draupadi's 5 warrior sons, all exemplary generals in their own bastions, meaning each one is having a specialization in warfare. Somebody might be master of Dhanurvidya, another would be Gada Vidya, that person is really good. Another person might be not just an ordinary person, it is like, how we can say, now we have specializations and super specializations, isn't it? It was something like that. Each of them, they have their own fort. Though we may have the numbers, it's not going to be easy, because each of them are strong. He's acknowledging the strength of the opponents right now. Then comes the next shloka where he says, Asmakam tu vishishta ye tane bodha dvijottama nayaka mama sainyasya sanyartham tan bravimite. Oh, best amongst Brahmins, let me now confide and introduce the great warriors standing on our side, the prominent amongst the generals and leaders who stand ground to lead our armed warriors. He says, now I will tell you who is on our side. He uses a word, Dvijottama, the most Uttama among the Dvijas. Dvija means twice born. Why is Dronacharya called Dvijottama? Anybody? Anyone?
I only know that the story of he was born inside some small pot called
Yeah,
Drone.
Droni. And
Drone.
that is the yes, yes. But this Dvija, this word Dvija means twice born. Have we heard of this Dvija anywhere? Anyone?
I have heard of Dvij, but according to me, Dvij means Brahmin. I may be wrong.
No, no, you are not wrong. You are not wrong. But why is it called that is very interesting, because that wearing
Because
of the, yeah. Please tell me. Yes, Ji.
yeah. So first time they are born at the engage from the womb of mother. Then second time when they take the Brahmopadesh, it is called that the second birth. So two
Okay.
times they're
That is
born.
called a second birth. Okay. Now, but our Dronacharya is also a Kshatriya, isn't it? Isn't it? So, what is this? Well, interesting question is, who can have, can anybody have a second birth in life? Or can everybody have a second birth in life?
Yeah, if you transform yourself by changing your earlier maybe way of life, it may be called a second.
Yes, yes, the spiritual opening or the Diksha from the
Absolutely.
Guru, that is said to be the second birth because a new life begins inside of a person. Because that is the power of the knowledge of realization. A person is a changed one. And our Dronacharya has given this second birth to so many people. He has imparted the Vidya, like I said before, of Shastra as well as Shastra. He has given so many, so that is why his name is Dvijottama, creator of so many second births of so many people. He tells them, I'll tell you now who is standing on our side. Now, Dronacharya himself had very strong eagle eyes, great meticulous planning. There is no need to tell him who is on our side. But the insecurity in Duryodhana makes him say that. Let's see what he says. You know what he says first? It is very funny. Who is there on our side? He says, you are there. He says, Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha Krupascha Samitinjaya Ashwathama Vikarnascha Saumadattis Tathaivacha. He is yourself, the mighty grandfather Bhishma, Karna and the undefeated Acharya Krupa, each greatest amongst masters, matched by none, also are Ashwathama, Vikarna, and Somadatta's son. So almost like Guru, don't forget, don't change your side. You are there on this side. He reminds him and then tells the names of your great other great ones who are there on his side. Then he goes on. Just let us analyze this shloka. This is the understanding of Duryodhana. We must remember when we study the Bhagavad Gita, which is such a sacred scripture, but we must understand what is most sacred is what Krishna speaks. Can we say Duryodhana's words are the most sacred words from the Gita? Or if Arjuna is very confused and in the state of confusion, Arjuna says, just because Bhagavad Gita is Pramana Shastra, it does not mean that blindly we must accept. Yes, Shashiji is saying something? Yes, ji.
No, nothing. Sorry.
All right, ji. Fine, no problem. So, because there's a lot of difference otherwise. Gita says this, Gita says that. If we know the context, then it is worth. And Krishna's words are for 5,000 years, they have stood the, test of every intellectual question, and they have always come out true. So we don't have to worry about that. But these parts, which are not by Krishna, we can always look at it with a pinch of salt. So what does he say? He says, अन्ये च बहवः शूरा मदर्थे त्यक्तजीविताः नानाशस्त्रप्रहरणाः सर्वे युद्ध विशारदाः. Many other great ones have come to partake, sacrificing their lives to battle for my sake. The advanced specialists of all forms of weapons have come to battle, all of them victors and veterans. He says, see, apart from all of you, so many great ones have come. And why have they come? Why have they come? He says they have come.
To die for me, to
Yeah.
die for Duryodhana.
So he's already declaring like almost what we can say, the black tongue, he's already declaring that they have all come to die. But my question is, have everybody come to die for the just cause of Duryodhana? Because they are proud of Duryodhana? Because they are inspired by Duryodhana? No, they have
No.
not. Not at all. They have come because of several compulsions. Sometimes that's what happens when we make compromises with your ideals. When we should never do that. Otherwise, we end up in the wrong places. That is exactly what we
They're
see.
supposed to.
Yes,
Because
sir.
they are serving the throne.
Yeah, they're not. And actually, service to the throne is what is the hit of the praja, no? What is good for the people or good for the citizen, or what is good for the ruler is the service to the throne. It is for the people. Who is the right person? If the king is bad or the leader of a particular nation is doing wrong, it's the duty of the citizens to point out this is wrong, not just form an echo chamber and let that person lead an entire nation to destruction. But this is not understood in so many, not before, not that time. Even today we see same stories going on. So let us continue. Here he says they have all come to die for me, which is again false. But all of them are victors, all of them are veterans. That is true. Let's continue. Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam bhishmabhirakshitam paryaptam tvidamete balam bhimabhirakshitam. With Bhishma as guardian, our army is unmatchable, fearless in combat, and looks highly beatable. Sorry, highly unbeatable. Fearless in combat and looks highly unbeatable. As against the army that Bhima has guarded, his side appears less formidable and limited. So he tells our army is protected by Bhishma. Pitamaha Bhishma he was like a juggernaut, though he was so old, so senior with so much experience. He was so powerful, nobody could stop him. And he says nobody can compare. Now the funny thing is he says it's not comparable, and next moment he makes a comparison. Let's see the other army of Bhima. Bhima is less in comparison compared to the uncomparable Pitamaha Bhishma. Then we see a big blunder, one of the blunders of Duryodhana, which is a military blunder, a strategic blunder, which ultimately was a good thing for the Pandavan side. What does he do? He says in this, Ayaneshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagam avasthitaha bhishmameva virakshantu bhavantaha sarva eva hi. He says, I gave an order as your king. I order all of you. Who is he ordering? Well, all the great acharyas, everybody who are serving. Even Pitama Bhishma is not having a say in this. And what does he say? He says, and so to all of you, I thus request and ask to perform this singular and important task. Stand your ground during the battle and protect the revered Bhishma, whom we so respect. Bhishma does not require protection. And yet, look at what Duryodhana is doing. He says, I want all of you to stand ground. What is the meaning of standing ground? Anybody? In an
Not
army,
to
when
move,
no matter
not to
what
move
happens,
the
no matter,
immovable. To
yes,
stand
no
your
matter,
ground means stand and
yes,
fight, no matter
yes,
what.
yes, this is my
Be
order.
alert.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And this is my order that you don't change position no matter what happens. And what is the job? All of your job is to protect Bhishma when they should have gone on to the offensive. They could have directly let Bhishma go, and you could have just said, Pitama Bhishma, go and do what you are best suited to do. Destroy that army, and Bhishma would have just really turned the tide even on day one. But look what he has done. He said, Pitama Bhishma has to stand on that side and everybody must protect. So that is the strategy which he is adopting. This also shows that people who are having a lot of arrogance and a lot of power and who hold on to that, they are equally afraid of losing it. And that is why he did this. He has now made this blunder. But everybody has to comply again because of these compromises they have made. So they all have to listen. It must be very sad, isn't it? Like sad to see a guru. He is now quietly listening. Listening to whom? Whom he has taught everything, but he has to now quietly listen and do what is not right. It is overall not right. They understand it, but they cannot say it. And that is why one must always be free, not be bound and make compromises and go against the truth. Anyway, let us continue. Gita has not officially begun. We are just hearing the background. Tasya sanjanayan harsham kuravruddhaha pitamaha simhanadam vinadyochaihi shankham dadmau pratapavan. Grandsire Bhishma, the Kuru clan's eldest, whose very presence enthused even the strongest. Like a king lion, he sent out the fiercest roar, and the sound of his battle conch sparked a furor. So the Shankhanad began, the first Shankhanad from the Kauravan side came by Pitamaha Bhishma. How is he described? He's a hero who is making other heroes feel powerful. That is the aura of Pitamaha Bhishma. Even a strong person feels more strong when he is next to him. That was Bhishma. And though he is having white mane and big beard, which is white and long hair, he is not looking weak, and he's actually looking more powerful, more regal, and more strong. Like a lion, the Shankhanad begins. And the moment the Shankhanad begins from Bhishma, everybody on the Kauravan side begin. तथा तथा शंखाश्च भैर्यश्च प्रणवान कगोमुखाः सहसैवाभ्यहन्यन्त सशब्दस् tumulo bhavat. Next echoed conches, cymbals and corel drums, and all the horns, trumpets and kettle drums, all at once in a singular cohesive sound, and their noise proliferated a tumult around. Meaning what happened is, when one sound comes, you can identify, it's coming from there. Another comes, okay, that is from there. But when there are hundreds of sounds coming and all are loud, what do you hear? It becomes one sound only. You don't know from where it is coming. It creates kind of a disturbance. What we call in English, there's a word called tumult, T-U-M-U-L-T. Anybody knows this word? Yes?
It's noise. It's
Okay.
it's noise. It's all mixed, and I'm looking for
Chaos,
the right word. There's no
cacophony,
coherence.
no coherence. It creates a confusion, isn't it? But
Yes,
Shashiji, can I ask you to tell me the Sanskrit word for that?
I think you said it before.
Yeah, I think in a
It's
previous
similar.
session. Yes, tumula, same
A
word, English
tumula.
word,
That's it.
tumult. It's called the word tumulo bhavat is there in the shloka, isn't it? So this
Yeah.
sound is a sound of confusion that is suddenly created. Why did all these battles begin with Shankhanad? Anybody?
It's very powerful. The
Yes.
vibrations are very powerful.
Anybody has a shankha at home? Anybody blows the shankha?
I can't blow it. I don't have.
I do it all
Yeah.
the day, every day.
Okay. Okay,
Yes, I
sure.
also do it.
Yeah, it is. That sound is a very beautiful one. But now in these drums and everything,
Yes.
it is done to strike a fear in the heart of the opponents.
And we feel very
And
fresh after blowing the shankha.
yes, absolutely. In the everybody's shankha, the shankhas are of different types. They are different shapes. In the Mahabharata, each of the Pandavas has a different name for their shankha. Each has qualities, each has, and this is the power of sound. Sound has some kind of effect. We had a very nice opportunity to do a study on the effect of Vedic chants on children with autism, and we saw that beautiful changes in hormonal profiles took place by exposing the children to various rhythmic sounds. So yes, while good sounds can elevate you, disturbing sounds can also disturb. That is why this Shankhanad is taking place here. Now probably is the happiest moment for our Dhritarashtra, because suddenly it looks very nice. But Sanjay is as if the picture is not over yet. He says, now what happens next? He says, Tataha Shvetair Mahati Syandane Sthitau Madhavaha Pandavaschaiva Divyau Shankhau Pradadmatuhu. Then, in a magnificent chariot drawn by horses white, Arjuna and Krishna came into my sight. Both sounded together their conches divine, seated in their vehicles, splendid and fine. So, this beautiful chariot of, we can say it is Krishna's chariot only, because Krishna is the Sarathi but it is Arjuna's chariot, and Krishna has chosen. You see, Krishna, not only did he agree to become the guide of Arjuna, he said, Arjuna, I will be your charioteer. It's very impossible to imagine a big head of an organization also trying to say, tell his driver, wait, I'm going to be the driver today. Something like that. This great Krishna, who is the emperor of the entire Yadavansha, is the great Yadav emperor. He says, I will be your Sarathi. And what is it? It is not just an ordinary chariot. Sanjay almost forgets his allegiance. He starts doing stuti of the chariot only. See how beautiful it is looking. Dhritarashtra, I can see Arjuna and Krishna. They are now sounding a beautiful conches, seated in that gem-studded, beautiful chariot. These are the names of the conches, which are told in the next two shlokas. Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattam Dhananjaya Pandram Dadmau Mahashankham Bhima Karma Vrukodaraha. Sri Krishna, his God-gifted Panchajanya, and Arjuna, the divine conch Devadatta. And then the most fearsome Pandav, Bhima, blew the mighty Poundra. Bhima was himself very ugra. His Shankha is having a name also, which is Poundra, and you see the size also, and you see it is called Mahashankha, because his Shankha was huge in size compared to others. That was his nature. अनंत विजयम राजा कुंतीपुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः नकुलः सहदेवश्च सुघोष मणिपुष्पकौ. And then the son of Kunti, King Yudhishthira, sounded his conch Ananta Vijaya. Look at the symbolism. What does Ananta Vijaya mean? A victory that is infinite. Yes, ji.
Boundless,
Boundless victory. Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. So that is the name of the Shankha of Yudhishthira. And then the brothers Nakul and Sahadev, respectively, Sughosh and Manipushpaka. Kashyascha Parameshwasaha Shikhandi cha Maharathaha Dhrushtadumno Viratascha Satyakishcha Parajitaha. King of Kashi, master archer and war chief Shikhandi, Dhrushtadimna, Virat, and the undefeated Satyaki. Drupado Draupadeyascha Sarvashaha Prithvipate Saubhadrascha Mahabahuhu Shankhanadhu Pratak Prathak. Drupad, mighty Abhimanyu, all the children of Draupadi. Drupad, mighty Abhimanyu, and Draupadi's all sons, O kings, from all directions. Their conches bellowed at once. And all of them suddenly, because Krishna and Arjuna blew the conch, and then everybody started. It looked like it's coming from all directions. That was the sound it was going on. Now, this is a very interesting observation by Sanjay. Here in the next shloka, we see, he says, Saghosho dhartarashtranam hridayani yadarayat nabhascha prithvim chaiva tumulobhya nunadayan. The call of the conches sunk deep into the Kauravan hearts, sending a ripple of fear even in their greatest stalwarts. So fearsome, a shudder spread through the ground, even the mighty skies reverberated with a terrible sound. So the Kauravan hearts, we did not hear anything about Pandavas getting overwhelmed, but Sanjay is saying the sound of the conches of the Pandavan side, it sent a ripple in the hearts of the Kauravans. So powerful was that sound. It looked like even the skies are also, it's like not just the earthquake is now reflecting in the skies. The earth and the skies are shaking. That is what we see. Let's continue. Atha vyavasthitan drishtva dhartarashtran kapidhvajaha pravrutesh shastra sampate dhanarudyamya pandavaha. Observing the Kauravan combative stance, Arjuna, whose chariot bore the flag of the legendary Anjaneya, ready to battle by raising and lifting his divine bow and equipped his quiver with deathly arrows to let go. Arjun was a master archer, isn't it? He was known for his precision. His arrows could pierce the heart of the opponents from quite far away. And such great concentration, such great skill he had. He was one of the best archers of that time. He had earned a title called Parantapa. Anybody knows the meaning of this word? We will be coming across it in the Gita also again. Parantapa. It's actually harasser of enemies. So powerful he is that not one, two armies would flee. Arjuna is coming, I am giving up. I'll take sannyas, I'll not take part in the battle. How many people would run away just knowing Arjuna is on the other side? So that Arjuna is there, ready now. He's readying his battle. Readying, and how is his chariot? He's got the dhwaja. It is called Kapi dhwaja. Great Maharudra, our Hanuman, who is himself so powerful. He has said that his presence will be felt. No wonder the shudder has spread, because on that flag is the symbol of Anjaneya, and that is the Ashirvad given by Hanuman, that I will be, my presence, my force will be there. So that is Arjuna. Arjuna's chariot is now moving towards action. Rishikesham tada vakyam vidamaha mahipate Arjuna uvacha Senayurubhayormadhye ratham sthapayamechata. O king, then to the divine charioteer Krishna, the following words were spoken by Arjuna. Between the two armies, I request you to take our chariot into the battlefield center for my sake. One simple question, is this a death wish? Why is he asking this?
I guess he wants to see the full, he wants to look the people in the face. He
Is
wants
it a
to
sign of
see,
somebody who is scared or somebody who is
no,
confident?
no, he's going to look them in the face.
Yes, yes. So he's having
That's
all
his family
conviction.
members.
He knows who is there on the other side, but he has the conviction. And he says, Krishna, take my chariot to the center. He says, I want to mark my opponent, whose heart is going to be punctured by my arrow. I want to decide, I want to mark my opponent today. Take the chariot to the center. And he explains the next shloka why he wants to go to the center. That is confidence. Confidence in the skill, confidence in one's own direction and conviction. Yavadetan niriksheham yodhukaman avasthitan kairmaya saha yodhavyam asmin rana samudyame. This is unless this warfield I closely observe and see those who desire to wage the battle against me. I cannot assess the warrior's strength and might and decide the opponents who are worthy to fight. Until I see the opponents from close, who is standing, what is their position. He says, I cannot choose my opponent. I want to find a worthy opponent for me, a worthy opponent who I am going to slay and vanquish today. That is what he is asking. Clear, precise in his approach, in his words, and great confidence is visible in Arjuna. He goes on further. Yotse mana navekshe ham ya etetra samagataha dhartarashtrasya durbuddhe yuddhe praya chikirshavah. All those who have thus gathered here, I wish to see all the warriors from near. the alliance of well-wishers that has combined to support the cause of Duryodhana's false mind, who have joined this army of Durbuddhi of Duryodhana. That is what he is saying. Tell me, is he insulting his own teachers, everything by saying this?
Not
No.
insulting
Why
exactly,
not?
but he's pitying on them, pitying like poor people who don't know what they're doing. And
Yeah, means we can say, or more than that is also right. That could also, Gayatri ji has said, that could be a pity. But sometimes pity comes out of a little bit of ahankar. We do not know what
yeah,
is there inside of Arjuna at this moment. But one more thing is, he is clear, no? They have that my side is the right side. No matter what, he is clear that I am doing the right thing. Even if these elders are there, these are people I revere. I have taken the blessings of these elders. But when they are wrong, I can clearly say they are wrong. It is not
Arjun is confident in
his path. Krishna
his
is
path.
with him. Krishna is with him. He is clear what he has to do. Those elders are there on the other side. And he says they have supported a wrong cause, they have joined a wrong force. That much he is clear. He is not being arrogant like Duryodhana when he says this. Sanjay Uvacha Eva Mukto Rishikeshu Gudakeshen Bharata Senayoro Bhayor Madhye Sthapayitva Rathottama. Sanjay spoke, O Emperor, as per the words of Arjuna that were uttered to the divine Krishna, who then drove their chariot magnificent in between the two armies that were present. So here the Sarathi has been commanded, take my chariot to the center. And what is he going to do? He's going to comply. I would say an ideal thing would be maybe asking Krishna, isn't it? Where should I go or what should I do? Because he is the director of his life now, isn't it? Arjuna has always revered Krishna so much, but right now he has a lot of confidence in his own strength, and in that own strength and individual confidence, maybe there might be something else creeping in. He has not asked Krishna what to do. He has also directed Krishna, like Duryodhana was directing Dronacharya. Like that, we see Arjuna also. Maybe that was a mistake. We don't know. But let us not call it a mistake, because otherwise Bhagavad Gita would not have come to us. So let us see. Yes, Gayatri wants to add something. Yes, please.
Maybe it's like conversating like what we do with our team members. Like
Yes.
let us do this. Arjun is trying to say like that. That let us
Yes.
take our chariot between the two senas.
Okay.
It's not
Okay.
arrogant at all.
Okay.
But it's
Fine.
like a
It's
healthy
possible.
discussion or a healthy.
Possible. So let us see, because we will know what is Arjuna's next stance after this. Sanjay Uvacha. Yeah, we saw that. Yes. Next. Bhishma Drona Pramukataha Sarvesham cha Mahikshitam Uvacha Partha Pashyaitan Samavetan Kuruviti. Samavetan Kuruniti. So here we see it is very interesting. Actually, generally, everybody believes that Krishna's first words are uttered in the second adhyaya. But here we see a small reference to some words which are uttered by Krishna. So if you want to say first words, we'll see them here in the 25th shloka of the first adhyaya. Facing Bhishma and Dronacharya, the commanders, and all the other kings and all the mighty leaders, the following words escaped the lips of Krishna. These are the Kurus you seek to battle. See, O Arjuna. Has Krishna said anything wrong?
No. He's
No,
just pointing out.
here we see the wish was by Arjuna only, and Krishna has taken. And yet, for some reason, everybody blames Krishna because they like blaming Krishna for everything. They say, no, see, Arjuna was so confident, but now only the turn is going to come. Suddenly, Arjuna's confidence is going to disappear as we go through this adhyay. And it is at this point. And what has Krishna done? They say Krishna has brought the chariot right in front of Pitamaha, Bhishma, and Dronacharya. That was the mistake. He should not have brought it there. So come on, Arjuna was not specific, isn't it? Where to take. So Krishna has brought it there, and he has just said this line: these are the Kurus you seek to battle. And now suddenly Arjuna's entire point of view is changing from Shloka 26 onwards. Confident, strong Arjuna at one point is now suddenly going to start appearing weak. Let us see what happens. We will look at two more shlokas and then we'll call it a day. We continue tomorrow from the 27th shloka onwards. So let us look at the 26th shloka. Tatrapashyat sthitan parthaha pitrunatha pitamahan acharyan matulan bhratrun putran pautran sakhinstatha. Thus present there, Arjuna watched all his foes, all his foes. Now he saw all his enemies. And who were they? His own uncles, grandfathers who were close, teachers and relatives, and his dearest brothers, children, nephews, and friends amongst elders. Arjuna has fought several battles, earned several titles, like Parantapa, he was called Mahabahu, he was called Gudakesha. So many such names which are like titles of his qualities, his achievements in the as a Kshatriya. But now, for the first time in a battlefield, somebody who is a Maharathi, who has fought several battles, is now seeing a very unique situation. He is seeing uncles, grandfathers, teachers, relatives, brothers, nephews, children whom he considered like children, kids, they are there. And also his friends, everybody is there, is what he is seeing. I mean, if we were in some festival, it would have been a very different meeting. But no, this is not a family gathering. It is a war. It is a war which is going to take place. And he is now suddenly getting overwhelmed. Let's look at the next shloka and we'll just try to see if Arjuna's feelings are correct or wrong or natural or unnatural. Shvashuran sarodashchaiva senayoru bhayorapi tan samiksha sakamteyaha sarvan bandhun avasthitan. And his most beloved ones and in-laws too, in both armies, he saw as he stood between the two. Arjuna noticed all those who had gathered to war, every one of them who had come to spar. So what did Arjuna notice? He saw every single person who has come to take part, and there he saw everybody. Means he's now standing in the middle, isn't it? So he can see this side, he can see that side. He's not understanding which is his side and which is the opponent's side. All are looking like his own people. And then comes what we call the depression starts overwhelming, a feeling of sorrow, and then that starts becoming bigger. We will be watching it in real time as we go through the next set of shlokas. But my question is, what is this? Is Arjuna right? How can he do this? How is he feeling this? Is it right to have such feelings, or is it normal? Is it human? Is it understandable, or it is absolutely unnatural?
Quite
It's
natural
quite
and
natural actually.
understandable humanly.
It is natural, it is human, isn't it? मैं तो सबसे लड़ सकता हूँ, अपने लोगों से नहीं लड़ सकता हूँ. Is the dialogue everybody says, isn't it? What? My own brother, my own sister, my own father, my own mother, my own uncle, they are doing this? Or like Julius Caesar's moment, no? You too, Brutus, et tu, Brutus, something like that. Here Arjuna is suddenly, though mentally he was ready. Many times people decide, no? People decide to do certain actions. So they are ready to take that action. But somehow while you are executing that action, then
Emotional connect with
yes,
them.
Yes, any example we can think of in life when doing something and actually doing it, when we suddenly get overwhelmed? Anytime we have faced sudden pressure.
It's quite natural actually. See, when we are, so much aggressive, so we decide that, we can do anything. But the
Pravina
point
ji has, yes, sir. Pravina ji has given very beautiful Kanyadan when daughter during marriage time, isn't it? The daughter is now going away from home. That is one nice example. Any other examples anybody can think of? Since you are ready, you know what is going to happen, and yet when it happens, it becomes very difficult to accept.
The age-old fighting over estate, over what
Okay.
belongs to whom.
Oh, that is, these are
The
modern day
most common one.
modern day Kurukshetras happening in every family, isn't it? Legal case.
Every day. Yes.
Somebody in every family puts one case against some other person over property. And then we get very, it is difficult how whatever happens. Well, yes, I think Jashiji has also given a very right example.
In Kali
Yes.
Yuga, everything is compact. So we
Ah.
don't need any large Kurukshetra or mighty warriors, but everybody is there in one family only, sometimes in one person only.
Okay, so internal Kurukshetra is also taking place, outside also taking
Outside
place.
also.
Okay, okay. Gayatri ji is given very nice example. Yes, yes, it happens. It happens. So Arjuna was ready. He thought he was ready, but but what happens is when the moment comes in front, that time only. That is why it is said in Marathi. There is a saying: you have to try constructing a home once or getting married once. Then only you will understand what it is, not by theory only. Well, just something like that. We see in Arjuna's case, he was confident one moment ago, but now we will see a fall in his consciousness. We will see Arjuna getting overwhelmed by sorrow. As we go ahead, we will continue with this. Today's session is complete. If anybody has any question in relation to shlokas 1 to 20, uh, 27, I think. 1 second. Yes, 1 to 27. If you wish to look at anything, we can relook. Otherwise, we conclude with a shanti.
I have a
Yes,
very quick question.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ji.
It says in the first the verse where it says the blind emperor Dhritarashtra,
Yeah,
and then in the second one it says King Duryodhana.
yeah.
So I just wanted to know. I thought he was just he wasn't crowned king yet. So
No, but
why is he
unofficially,
called
de
King
facto,
Duryodhana?
king, no? De facto king, no?
Oh, okay.
They were already, why did, like, this is for, he's already established himself. He had already been bypassing the emperor from the beginning. Duryodhana was calling the shots already. It was just a formality, which was, he wanted to establish that.
But actually, he was a
Okay.
prince.
Yes, ji?
Yes.
But actually, he was a
Crown
prince.
prince.
And the
Yeah,
king
yeah.
was a
Yeah.
Dhritarashtra.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. But he has become so powerless. It was very interesting, though Dhritarashtra could not see he was very powerful himself. Though he did not see he was actually well, all the other senses were so good. But now we see him in his stage because he has become vulnerable. He is not able. Actually, sometimes parents do not scold the children at the right times, and the children then it's like you see, it is required, isn't it? It's not love, no. It is an attachment which is there in Duryodhana. I mean, in Dhritarashtra. He is not able to tell his children, children, you don't you dare do anything wrong like this. They have attempted to kill. They have attempted to kill the Pandavas. How can this ever be allowed? But that is what they say, turning a blind eye to something. No, they should say turning a Dhritarashtra's eye to something. That is exactly what happened here. Yes.
And
I
the
guess
height of it,
Sorry, carry on.
yeah, the height of it was the during the Draupadi Vastraharana.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. That was height of everybody's. That was the worst thing that made it necessary or mandatory that a Yuddha had to take place. It is said when respect of such a like a what we can say, the maryada of a woman is destroyed, that place becomes polluted. That place becomes polluted, and now the cleansing had to be done through a yuddha.
Correct,
Gayatri
correct.
is saying something?
Maybe in the second shloka, this Raja word is used for Duryodhana by Sanjay. Maybe
Yes.
Sanjay is trying to please Dhritarashtra or something. Maybe. That's
Yes,
why
and
he used.
means ultimately emperor is Dhritarashtra, but he is the next in. He is like the emperor in line. Many times people are, some organizations have like parties have a leader who is appointed leader, but actual leader is somebody else. Everybody goes to the other person without recognizing the real leader, isn't it? So it had become so common to call Raja.
So there were more than one point to fight this war. It wasn't just for the throne. It was also about Draupadi as well.
So many things, so many
Yeah,
things.
so many things.
Yes, yes, yes. If you see, everybody had their reason. You see, Duryodhana, Karna had his own reason which he justified. If you
Yes.
see, Dronacharya had his own reason which he said is correct from my point of view. Bhishma, Pitama had, because when somebody does something wrong, everybody will still not say that I am the wrongdoer. They will justify, isn't it? Somebody will say lie and they'll say, for the truth, I am saying the lie.
Mm.
And in the real life, it happens like this.
Yeah, it
We
happens.
see it. We
So
see
we
it.
become advocate for ourselves, our mistakes, and judge for the others' mistakes.
We call it, there's an English, they call the word gaslighting, isn't it?
Gaslighting.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. So this is exactly what is happening here. But means actually, ultimately, if you see, every perspective is right from that point of view, if you look at it. But from the point of truth, there is only one. That is why it is Dharma Yuddha. From the point of Dharma, this was for the upholding of the Dharma. So this Dharma versus Adharma line became very clear. That is what happens. We should be very careful in life. Because once that line is drawn, no, if you don't take a stand also, you are now supporting the wrong side. It becomes a duty to uphold Dharma. Imagine invaders were coming inside and people were saying, no, no, my job is to pray to God. I cannot fight the invaders. God will take care. And how many temples were destroyed? People did not stand up. People sometimes supported and stood by the side of the invaders because I didn't like this man. These invaders will come and teach him a lesson. Then I will become free to become the king. I mean, this is what happens. So lines are drawn. We must never forget Dharma. What is the Dharma? We should always stand, and Arjuna is a great example. No matter what, he is ready to stand by his Dharma. And he is lucky that he has got Krishna. We also are very lucky if we find Krishna in our life. And probably that is why we touch the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna will come into our life when we hold on to the Gita with sincerity. Time has to come, but when the time does come, we do experience the presence. So I think with this, we are ready to stop. Let us conclude with a Shanti Mantra. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve
Sarve bhadrani
pashyantu ma kashchit
paschit
dukha
dukha
bhag bhavet.
bhavet.
Hari Om Tat Sat. Krishnam
Hari Om Tat Sat.
Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. See you tomorrow.
Hari
We
Om,
continue.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Namaskar.
Hari
Thank you.
Om.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ji. Namaskar.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari
ji.
Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. ji.
Hari Om.
Hari
Hari
Om.
Om.
ji. Namaskar. ji. Hari Om. Hari Om. Punarmilamaha.